What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Jump 15 channel. We're talking jump rope beginner basics today. I'm going to share the main things that I wish I knew when I first started out that will help you reduce your frustration, less trip ups, and get started off on the right foot. So grab your rope and let's do this. The most important tip for beginner jump ropers is sizing your jump rope correctly. This is the starting point which sets you off on a course of developing bad habits with a rope that's way too long, which so many people do, or having a rope that's more properly sized for you, that's going to allow you to get in proper form and technique so you can start developing the better habits and make more progress a lot faster. So a lot of people teach jump rope sizing by placing one foot on the middle of the handle, raising it up, and the typical general area is around armpit height or upper chest. I don't like this method because it always puts people in a rope that's too long for them. What will make more sense is when you're jumping rope is you're jumping off of both feet when you're starting out. So put both feet in the middle of the rope and then bring it up and see where that rope comes to. So this one still is a long rope. I usually jump with an 8-foot rope. This is a 9-foot rope, a full foot longer than what I usually use. It comes up to my mid-chest. Well, what happens here is if my rope's way up here, this is way past the midline of my body. So if I take my handles and get into my jump rope form, you can see how much slack is in the rope. That means I'm going to have a lot of rope slapping the ground, which ultimately just kicks it up into my feet. This is going to create a lot of frustration and because the rope is way too long. So where we want to be is with our hands down more around hip level. This is the more midline of the body, and if you can get the rope over your head, 4 to 6 inches clearance, it's going to make it underneath your feet as well. So this rope just needs to be shortened if you have an adjustable rope or you need a different rope length. Here is the rope that I usually use. It's an 8-foot rope. When I step on with both feet here, the rope comes up to the bottom of just below my rib cage, the top of the handles do. Now you'll notice when I go into my jump rope form, which is down around I have a little bit of slack, but it's not so much that it's going to slap the ground. So now when I'm hitting my form, it's skimming the ground, not slapping the ground, and it's just sliding underneath my feet. I have a little bit of clearance over my head, which is going to allow me to still be able to perform things like crisscrosses and other skills. Now this jump rope length will probably be a little bit short for you as a beginner. So when you're starting out, I would shoot for, with both feet on the rope, I would shoot for it coming up lower chest area. Now keep in mind, this is just a starting point. With rope sizing, especially when you're a beginner, this is not a one sizing and you're done situation. Your form and technique is going to develop and you're going to get more consistent with your form. And as you do that, you're going to want to test yourself by shortening your rope up shorter and shorter. Here's my rope with 2 knots in it. This rope comes down to darn near at my hip level at the attachment point to the rope. This looks really short, and it will be for you, but it's can definitely be jumped with, and it's really good when you want to go for really fast speeds to have a shorter rope. The shorter the rope, the less room for error. So you've got to learn how to maintain consistent forms, which is tip number 2. When I started jumping rope, it was 10 years ago and there was no tutorials on YouTube. There was only some videos of basically boxers and then some other random people jumping rope. But there was one thing that I keyed in on really fast that every good jumper did, and it was consistency within their form. What I mean by this is when they're jumping, there's nothing that's moving out of place. Everything is staying nice and tight and perfectly in the same exact positioning. Even when they perform side swings or other skills, their hands come right back to the same spot. Their arms aren't moving, their wrists are rotating the rope, and this allows the rope to maintain a consistent path, which eliminates trip-ups and frustration. So I can't stress enough on how much you need to work and focus on form and technique to make sure that you ingrain this same exact pattern of movement every single time. If you need to understand proper jump rope form and technique at a higher level, check out the video I have linked right up here. It will show you everything you need to know. The next thing you need to know is that you're not going to be good when you first pick up a jump rope. Nobody is. So don't get frustrated and really irritated with yourself thinking that you just don't have the coordination to do this, because I didn't either. I didn't just pick up the rope as a 27-year-old, magically being able to do all the different skills as fluidly and smoothly as I can do them now. It took a lot of work and patience and practicing all these little things on maintaining form, consistency, to make sure that I was performing optimally. There's gonna be times where you get frustrated. There's gonna be good days and bad days. You're gonna have a day where you can do really well, and then you're gonna have a day where you're just like, why can't I do even the basics? Don't let these things get to you and get mad, because trust me, I am the king of frustration, and I would get ticked off, but that only makes you worse when you start letting the emotions fuel your jump rope session. So if it's really bad, know when to take a break and know when to listen to your body, because on those good days when things are going and you're feeling really victorious and you're learning a new skill and you just want to keep going, well, time can get away from you. And when you haven't jump roped much, your body is not used to the amount of jumping that you're going to be doing, and you can develop shin splints. They're by far the worst thing that jumpers usually face at the beginning. I was the king of this. I faced at least 3 bouts of horrific shin splints because I was too stupid to learn from the first time. I had to do it 2 more times. So make sure you're listening to your body, and if you feel discomfort, whether it's in your shins, your knee, or your feet, listen to it, take a break, take a few days break, a week break, whatever you need to do, ice, and take care of your body, because if you develop any of these overuse injuries, it can set you back weeks, if not months. You don't want to develop those. The next thing you need to do is know why you're tripping up. Don't get frustrated, but start to look for the patterns in what's causing your trip ups. Your phone, taking video of yourself is a great way to do that. I also have a video right here that shows exactly how the hands can affect the rope and what can be causing your trip ups. I will see you in the next video.